another episode of Punk 5 Pop. Today we're gonna talk about a huge shock that's just come to light in the gaming world. Turns out Microsoft has bought Zenimax and all of its properties for $7.5 billion. Let's talk about it. Alright, so I was scrolling through Reddit this morning, and I come up on a post in our Xbox, posted by Major Nelson himself, saying that Microsoft is to acquire Zenimax Media, which includes Doom, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, everything. Bethesda and beyond, which is just, okay, Microsoft, throw your money around a little, why don't you? So we pull this up here, where they are welcoming Bethesda to the Xbox family. See, they're even getting... see here, they're getting Dishonored, The Evil Within, Prey, upcoming Starfield, Doom, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, Arcane Studios, Bethesda Studios, ID Studios, Tango Gameworks, Roundhouse. This is a huge, huge deal. In fact, Xbox is paying more for Zenimax and its properties than Disney paid for Star Wars. If you'll remember, Disney paid about $4 billion for the Star Wars IP, and Bethesda is almost paying double that, or Microsoft is paying almost double that for all of these properties. Which, when you have a console release coming up in just a couple months, this is a huge win. To be able to go into the next console generation saying, we are going to be able to put out games quite possibly exclusively for the Xbox family from one of the biggest game studios in the world. It's hard to argue with. Quite frankly, I gotta wonder how everyone at Sony and PlayStation is feeling right now here in this news. Because this would be a hard thing to compete with at this point. Sure, Sony has a lot of amazing first-party titles, but Bethesda? So yeah, from Phil Spencer here on this article, where today's a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in the game industry to Xbox. We are thrilled to announce Microsoft has entered into an agreement to acquire Zenimax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. I'm stunned. As you can see down here later in the article, across Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, Zenimax Online Studios, Arcane Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, Roundhouse Studios. We're talking about the people who make the games like the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Prey, Quake, Starfield, and more. You gotta wonder, what does this mean for people who have Bethesda games on a PS4 or a Nintendo Switch? And what is it gonna mean even more so going into this next console generation for the PS5, with games like the next Elder Scrolls, possible sequel to Doom Eternal, Fallout 76, Elder Scroll Online, any future Fallout games. Are those going to be Xbox and PC exclusives? Are people still going to be able to play these games on PC with Steam, or is Xbox going to pull an Epic Games and make all of Bethesda's games exclusive to the Microsoft Store on PC? I mean, it's exciting news, but I have some pretty deep concerns about it as well. So we're looking through here. Bethesda were early supporters of Xbox Game Pass, bringing their games to new audiences across devices, and have been actively investing in new gaming technology like cloud streaming of games. We'll be adding Bethesda's iconic franchises to Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. So as if the Xbox Game Pass didn't have enough to offer for the prices it was, now you have all of Zenimax Studios games going into it as well, for both PC and the Xbox console family. It's hard. I know I keep saying this, but it is going to be almost impossible to compete with that. What can Sony possibly offer up in terms of anything like Xbox Game Pass now, that for the same price or a similar price that can come even close to what is being offered here? And one of the things that has me most excited is seeing the roadmap with Bethesda's future games, some announced and many unannounced, to Xbox console and PC, including Starfield, the highly anticipated new space epic currently in development by Bethesda's game studio. See, right there, he's kind of hinting at the idea that going forward, you're not getting Bethesda games on PlayStation or Nintendo consoles. I mean, just right, like I said, many unannounced. Seeing the roadmap with Bethesda future games, ones announced and unannounced, to Xbox console and PC. I don't think they're going to come outright and say it just yet, but I'm getting the sinking suspicion that going forward, these are going to be Xbox and PC exclusives. What's even more concerning for PC players is, what does this mean for Bethesda games on Steam? Because I would not be surprised if all of Bethesda's games were put exclusively on the Microsoft Game Store or what have you, instead of any other platform. But they're obviously not wanting to come out and say that right out of the gate. So I was looking around trying to find some more answers, and pulled up this article from CNET, which I just cannot get over that $7.5 billion price tag. Like, there's throwing your money around, and then there's just being, to have paid almost twice as much as what Disney paid for Star Wars, the largest IP in history, is just shocking. So we're looking through here, and I cannot help but notice there is no mention of how this is going to play out in terms of exclusives. Yeah, I mean, the more you look, I've been looking for a couple hours now, and nothing. But considering the struggle the Xbox One had with console exclusives and trying to get people invested in it compared to the PS4 with all of its exclusive titles, it makes a lot of sense to just lock Sony out of all of those Bethesda titles, which I wonder how that's going to affect online games that are currently out, like the Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76 for all the players that still has. Oh Lord, Fallout. I mean, are those people going to be able to continue playing their games on PS4, let alone PS5? Or are they going to have to make a switch over to Xbox at some point in the future? Because of Xbox just literally pulling the ability to play on any other console. Sure, Xbox has tried to be fair and expand cross-platform play, but when you're going into a whole new generation and you want to make money off of those consoles you're investing so much money into, you're not going to play around. So we're going to have to wait and see about the whole exclusive end of this deal. It's huge news either way. Love to hear what anybody else thinks about how this is all going to play out in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it an upvote. If you didn't like it, give it a downvote. Either way, helps me figure out the kind of content you want to see. If you want to see more of this kind of thing, please subscribe. Till the next time, I've been Punk5. See you around.